Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Lisa Richardson, and today we are here at the Holy Trinity Classical Christian School in downtown Beaufort. We're going to be learning all about a special new program. Joining us first are three guests, Mr. Jonathan Council. He is the chairman of the Humanities here at the school. Up next, we have several students, Patrick Strong, Elizabeth Mayo. Joining us also is Sydney Lawrence, Ruben Pena, Bruce Brasher, and Amelia McNeil. So stick around and join us for this episode of 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
(843 TV), where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
(843 TV),
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. We are here at the Holy Trinity Classical Christian School in Beaufort in this cute and lovely library room. And today we're going to be hearing all about new program and a lot more. First up, we have Mr. Council. We have two students, Patrick and Elizabeth, and we're going to be talking today. First of all, Mr. Council, you're fairly new to the school. Share a little bit about how long you've been here and your background.
So my family has been here since July, so very, very recent. This is our first year here. Before that, we were in Houston, where I served as Dean of Classical Education at the Connection School of Houston in Cypress, Texas. And then before that, I was in North Carolina, where I taught for 4 years there. So that's kind of my background, is in about 7 years in classical education in various different subject areas, but happy to be here.
Now, I understand this year you have a new program that you brought into the school, and it's called the Humane Letters. Why don't we talk about that and what's involved?
Sure. So the Humane Letters is a traditionally a course that integrates grammar, logic, rhetoric, composition, social sciences, history, and English, all at once and under one instructor. So that's traditionally what it is. It's an integrated humanities course.
Elaborate a little bit more on that for those who might not even understand what humanities course is for those watching.
Okay, so the humanities are those studies that developed in the high medieval time period that were dedicated to the things that make us human. And so primarily the things that you'd find in a humanities program are your literatures, your histories, what we call social sciences now, like anthropology, sociology, etc., economics, anything that has to do with human interactions and the changes in human society. So natural sciences would be things that study the change in the natural world. Humane sciences, or humane letters, studies the changes in human society and what governs those things and about human decision making.
Sounds like it could be very involved for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. And what is the goal of this course?
So the goal of the course is to help guide students to integrate their reading, their knowledge, and their experience in order to kind of synthesize them, learn how to make decisions, and to become free people that can be good citizens of the state. Help it to decide what it's to be, not just react to what it wants, let's say.
Well, let's hear from the students then.
Okay.
So Patrick, first of all, how long have you been here at the school?
5 years.
That's quite a while. So did you say 10th grade now?
Yes, ma'am.
10th grade, so you've been here since elementary school, in a sense, and through middle school, and now you're at high school. Share a little bit about what this course has meant to you or how you're navigating through it.
Well, through past years, we have just a normal literature, history class, and it's very fragmented. You go from one classroom to another one. And especially with Mr. Council's class, since it's one big class combining literature, history, and reading and all that, it's very, I don't know, easy. I don't know.
You mentioned it's fragmented. Are you staying in one course the whole time, so you're not going from room to room or subject to subject? Is that how it?
Correct.
You would explain it?
Yeah. Well, he's actually getting into something actually really important, and the word "easy" is kind of, it's hard to come up with good synonyms for that. But one of the goals is to reduce the frenzy of activity that students traditionally have. Sometimes you have up to 8 courses in a day, and you're just going from teacher to teacher,
Yeah.
different standards of behavior, different grading rubrics. And so in a certain sense, at least, we've taken 3 of those courses, let's say history, logic and composition, and literature, and we've created them into one class. And so they have me multiple times in the day. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's the way it currently is. So they see me 3 times a day.
So they get a lot of good time with you where they
Yeah.
can develop that relationship, whereas you mentioned in a traditional classroom
Sure.
setting, you're going from this period to that period,
Yeah.
and teacher to teacher, different styles, different personalities. So that way
Yeah.
there's a lot more flow, you get more time
Yeah.
to interact with the students. What are your classroom sizes, by the way, average?
At this school, I believe that our average class size would be probably about 12. I think that's the hope, is to keep that around that. Our classroom size, it's a large class. We have about 19 kids in there right now in the 10th grade.
Which is actually small in comparison to your public school
Sure,
setting and
sure.
so forth. It's very
Yeah, and the goal is to get, also with having one course, the goal is to have more writing time and more individuated kind of instruction. It's hard, even with 19 students, to get that amount of time, but at least with the multiple periods in the day, it's more likely.
Right.
So.
Elizabeth, let's talk with you a little bit. First of all, how long have you been coming here?
This is my 3rd year.
So 3rd year and 10th grade?
Yes, ma'am.
10th grade. So you've had middle school, high school experience. So to share with us a little bit about the course that you're taking, Humane Letters.
Well, with Mr. Council, it is very an integrated studies in English, literature, and history. And instead of going from class to class and learning random facts of history here and reading this work and kind of piecing it together for ourselves, Mr. Council is using art and music and inaugural addresses of the presidents to create this big picture overall of the time period in which we are learning about.
So in comparing that to other subjects, what other classes do you have? How would you compare the courses?
We have science and math and Latin. Those are the 3 main other courses. The difference between them is in classes like science and math, like you learn straight from the book, and it's a very structured, just kind of like you read through the book and you work through it as a class. And with this, there is a structure, but it's definitely different. It's easier and more class work and individual work than any other class.
Okay, well, we are going to share more about things happening here at Holy Trinity. So you all stay right here. We'll be back with more 843 TV.